Hand me the mic, I'ma get the thing started. Making heads turn when I swing through your party. Know my drip wavy, something like a tsunami. How I chill, dressed to kill, kinda like a kamikaze. This is Frisco, baby, I'm a certified city boy. Popping in the clip, shoot the gift like a semi boy. I was on Randolph, 3rd Street, Fillmore. Middle of a turf war, now I do world tours. Motivated to hustle, concentrated to bubble. Made my way out the jungle, I just stayed on the humble. Speaker shaking and rumble as the bass knocked thunder. I'm a mania, these baby bass.
Welcome to another episode of the Happy Hour Show. Aloha Friday. My name is Mikey Slacks and I'm here with
Mr. Overtime.
Roddy. Hey, and today we have with us a very special guest, Mr. Dregs 1.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Real
sir.
Frisco shit.
Let people know where you coming from, man.
Yeah, man. San Francisco, born and raised. Grew up in Lakeview my whole life. That's the view. That's
Ocean
good
view.
as it gets.
Hey, man, I remember after stage going over there, Mr. Brown, rest in peace, my brother Otto,
yes,
James, like Chad, Big Marcus.
That's right.
All the homies, man, going over there just, I mean, hours upon hours of just getting in. I think that's where a lot of this early Bay Area game starts. You know, a lot of us knowing each other from middle school.
Yeah.
You know, some type of way. Your homie know my homie. So.
That's your passport right there.
Yeah.
Hey, where'd you go to high school?
Yeah.
You better have the right
better
answer.
have the right one.
I mean, that's pretty much Frisco for you in a nutshell.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know how they usually say 6 degrees of separation? It's like 2 degrees of separation.
Makes it
7 by
1.5.
7.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all had, you know, the pleasure of knowing you. Cuz been knowing you for years.
Oh yeah, shout out Tony Rain.
You and Mike, and you know, Mike in his bar hopping and everywhere he goes. You know, me and you know, have done plenty of interviews over the years. But let's let our new audience know Dregs 1 from the beginning, man.
From the beginning, I mean, I just always represented myself the same way, man. Graffiti and hip hop, and you know, building in the San Francisco community, upholding the culture to the fullest.
Respect.
And I've been on the same mission, consistent, since I was like 14 years old, man. That's when I picked up a marker for the first time, picked up spray paint. That's the first time I picked up the mic.
What inspired you to start doing graffiti?
I always was tripping off it, like seeing it around, like the tunnels, the buses. You know, it always spoke growing up in the 90s and speaks to the youth.
Definitely.
Like I remember seeing like that Twist. You remember that Twist character on Market Street?
Yes, sir.
Psycho City.
Yeah, all that stuff. Just seeing it, not knowing what it was. And then it's always seemed like something I wanted to get into. And then one day I had a cast on. And you know, people signed the cast. This kid was like, let me hit up my tag.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh, you can just have a tag? Like,
What's that?
all right.
Now, hold on. For the people, all these millennials now, we ain't talking about hashtags.
Right,
We ain't talking about hashtags.
Right. That was the original social media.
So was that person someone that like kind of got you into it? And
Nah, he wasn't even a tagger like that. That's why I tripped off it. He was just like, I got a tag. I was like,
Somebody probably just threw him some low key shit like, here you go.
Yeah.
You don't really get down, but that's the homie.
Yeah, exactly. So I just started, but I knew people who were doing that. It's like graffiti is something you learn from your peers.
For sure.
So it just, I gravitated towards other kids. Oh, you do graffiti? Oh, I do graffiti.
Especially back then, you're just drawn to it. You know, and you're bombing the buses, getting up and down the city. You know, that was it. So find yourself on a 22, on a 14.
Was Dregs 1 what you initially came up with?
I went through a few different names, and then I saw, I was watching Scarface, and in the beginning, if you remember it, there's like that little intro about the Castro sending the people on the boats. And it said he sent the dregs of his jails. And I was like, dregs.
Nice.
And then I got caught for that name and I had to change it up, but everybody kept calling me Dregs. It was like my street name.
For sure.
So I just roll with that.
You get that level, you gotta roll with it. In your early career, you know, more conscious, and you talked about a lot of the early gentrification in the Bay Area. Why that genre? Why like so influenced by that? Like telling the story of San Francisco and trying to keep its roots.
It was bothering me, bro. It was bothering me. Like if you go and look back, I'm not trying to like, you know, put this on my shoulders or nothing, but like I was one of the first people talking about this. like 2010.
Yeah.
Because it just tripped me out. Like, what's going on? Like, yo, I'm on 24th right now.
You're right.
It's like the hipster gang rolling around here. Yeah. What happened?
Where's all the Norteños at?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, you know, we could spend here hours talking about all the mom and pop stores.
It wasn't the San Francisco that you grew up with, right?
No, and it was like, around that time, like 2010 to 2016, it was real turbulent. It was all these protests, it was all these buildings getting knocked down. It was like high tension. It was people losing their housing. Right. And it wasn't nothing other than, man, I got to talk about this. For sure. Let people know what's going on.
Some attention to this.
That's great. You know, people don't like it's the great robbery of the Bay Area. A lot of the old people that, you know, settled in the neighbor shipyards and Hunters Point. You know, a lot of people out your guys' way out there in Lakeview and even in Fillmore. You know, historically all African American, you know, places in San Francisco that, you know, they just got the swindle during the housing crash.
Hijacks,
Lost a lot of homes.
Yeah, I like to think like we're in the, like that was, I saw pre-gentrification, I saw gentrification. I feel right now it's post-gentrification. Right. Like it's still changing, but it's kind of like, all right, it settled a little bit. The high rises already built. Yeah. So now we kind of got to make the most of what it is. And I feel like there's a new kind of resurgence.
Right. Keep the culture alive.
I'm glad you said that, because I mean, a lot of people, like shit, even myself included, I don't live in San Francisco anymore. Right. And every time I come back here, nothing seems the same. Like me and my boy was sitting in the car. I'm like, fuck, I'm starving. But it's like all the spots I know, they're either closed or gone or fucking, you know, I'm like, we're over here. And it's just like, damn, I don't want to eat nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy.
So it's like we can't like fight to hold on to the past. It's gone. It's done. Yeah, exactly. It's done. Like, I made my peace with it. But we can fight like for the future just to keep this thing going. Like, no matter where we live, we're all scattered. There's Frisco cast in Sacramento, LA, all over the place. Yeah. But as long as we keep building, the stuff we grew up with is always going to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
In your career, you know, you've done a lot of stuff with a lot of other rappers, and you guys do a lot of shows and, you know, pretty much doing your own thing. Like, how is that, you know, your whole career being in charge of it? Like most artists don't have that luxury to do that. Like, how have you been able to, you know, stay ahead of the game and just keep, you know, reinventing yourself over all these years?
It's all game, baby. It's all game. It's just like the graffiti. Like, you got to learn the rules. You got to learn the ropes. Once you figure out how it works, then you can do it yourself. So, you know, that's another thing about gentrification. When I started, there were all these clubs and venues. It was a lot easier to like walk up in the bar and be like, "Hey, bro, what's up? Can I get down?"
I can tell you for a good 5-year period, and we can get a cheers on that one. I see your name on countless bills.
For real,
right on.
I mean, like really hard working.
There's a lot less venues now, but it's all game. It's all like now I'm looking to expand. I've been in San Jose real tough. I'm doing a pop-up in Sacramento tomorrow, Oakland. I did a show in Japan. I did a show in the Philippines.
Wow. That's what's up.
It's all game. If you learn the game, there's a difference between an artist who sits around and waits to get booked, waits for the phone to ring. But if you really know the game and how to deal with the venues. See, I done shows that I put together. I got the flyer done. I put together the lineup. And at the end of the night, my pockets are swole.
You
weren't relying on anyone else for any of that.
It wasn't like, here's your little thing for bringing all these people. Here's your little crumbs. I've done shows for the crumbs too. Yeah. But the way when you really have the hustle to put it together and be rewarded for your own promotion, your own marketing, your own performance, it feel good going home. Yeah. All my bills is paid.
That's for a reward right there.
Think we gonna take a trip?
All that.
How old were you when you picked up a mic and started rhyming?
So 14 is when I really started freestyling. I did like these 2 short Freaky Tales raps. Okay. About the girls in my school.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Flip the beat.
Not even the beat, just like I know this girl, her name's Liz. I went to the bathroom and she gave me the biz.
Hey, what's up, Liz?
I was busting raps about all the girls in my class, and they liked it though. That was dope.
I was just about to ask, did you perform it like in front of them?
Yeah, I was be busting.
He got the panties.
He got the panties. But in terms of the mic, I went to Horizons Unlimited. You know Horizons Unlimited? Listen, they had the DJ project. It's still around, and that's when I think I was like the second class of that program, where they taught us how to get in the studio, how to make beats, how to record, how to perform. We rehearsed. I did my first show ever at the Women's Building.
Nice.
Did you recite that line?
No. No. But they also gave us a CD. We made a CD, and they gave us a CD to go out and slang. So that's when I started really learning the game.
I got 2 for 5, bro. 2 for 5.
Yeah, it's a lot like hustling other items. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, ever since then it's been on and popping. And then my crew, Gas Mask Colony, we got our own studio, like just on some hustle. Like 2 years later, 19 years old, we finna get a lab. We finna buy Pro Tools. We going to Guitar Center. We getting all that.
Want them Fruity Pebbles?
Yeah, all that.
You mentioned the project in SAC. Is that the little Black Book pop up you got going on? You want to talk about that? Maybe make clear the timeline on that. But,
so I've been doing all these graffiti videos, and the response been crazy. And it's dope having that's my audience in the Bay that no other rap cat really has like that of representing graffiti on the mic. And I got all these kids, bro, like they hit me up like, can you tell me how to do my letters? Or like, what do you think of my pieces? Like real talk, like, exactly. So
I used to fucking do the Stussies. That was like the thing.
So I had the idea like,
nigga, I'm old as fuck. Yeah, I said that.
That's original. But I had the idea to like give them an opportunity to come out, meet me, chop it up, bring their books. I signed the books, and then I got my merch. So and then also just planting these seeds in all these other little cities and touching down with the people who support me out there. So I did San Francisco last week. Slacks was there.
Yes,
pulled
sir.
up. Slacks I did San Jose on Sunday.
If it's an open bar, he's there.
Tomorrow I'm in SAC, and then Sunday I'm in Oakland, and I'm working on like Southern California.
Busy body.
Stay working.
So all you guys out there, man, y'all got to stop making excuses and get out there and get the game time right, baby. You know what I mean? You talked about, getting together with the kids. You took some time off and you really focused on that. Like, where'd that come from? I know you're really big on the community, but what really drove you to, kind of putting the mic down for a little bit and working with the kids?
Well, I mentioned Horizons and the DJ Project, and then there was this other organization that was also in the Mission. I never lived in the Mission, but that's where a lot of the programs are. They don't have that stuff.
Got the Loco Bloco, all that shit, man. It's really deep.
So I was at this one it was called Golden Gate Industries. It became New Door Ventures. I don't know if you heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They had a bike shop at called Pedal Revolution on it was 21st and South Van Ness. So that was my first job ever through this program. And then after the summer, they offered me another job, and just meeting those people there, like they actually helped me a lot in high school, like getting through some serious stuff.
That's cool.
So, and then they gave me the opportunity for a job. So then I had a resume, so I'm already ahead of the game. Remember when we graduated, if you graduated in our area, if you got a job at like Cragen, you was on.
You was on.
Like, what, bro?
If you had a car in high school, you was
If you had a job bagging groceries or something, you was
on. That motherfucking parking lot smelled like grease 24/7, boy. That's how you know I used to go to that motherfucker all the time, boy. So live up in that motherfucker.
But man, that just gave me a launch pad to get into different jobs, working with youth, and it was like it was rewarding. It helped me as an adult to mature and grow. I was like 19, working with 8th graders
because you had people helping you out.
So I played that back. But then the tweak was I came from the exact same circumstances. I could relate to them.
Really
I specialized with the most troubled kids,
kids
that nobody else. You got white women from Arizona or whatever coming through, and they can't relate. But then I came through swaggy, fitted, talking like them, living in the same neighborhood.
They see themselves in you. They can relate.
So that was a cool path. I done worked with like homeless youth. I done worked with families, parents, case management, counseling, supportive housing. A lot of my work has been in the TL. That's why I got a lot of roots in the TL. A lot of love.
Trenches, man.
Let me ask you this: this kind of got you, for those who aren't aware, that you took lawyering up to a whole nother level, and when handled that, you want to let people know you passed that bar.
Yeah, I passed the bar, man.
Congratulations on that, man.
Attorney career as well. That was just
leveled up in a suit. We don't see you in a suit.
Yeah, here and there. I go to court every now and then.
Right?
Yeah, I did a domestic violence case. I got a restraining order for this woman who needed it recently. But that was a tweak of just like, man, proving I could do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like really flipping the script.
What was that like though? Because that's just not a test anybody passes right off the bat.
We're talking. This been almost close to a decade decade worth of study? And
then, pretty much. It took me 10 years after high school just to get my undergrad degree at San Francisco State. I was dropping in and out. City College, San Francisco State, and then law school at UC Davis. So yeah, I ended up going to UC Davis. I got good game from my professors at San Francisco State, like black and brown professors, like the first time having black and brown teachers. Male teachers, you know what I mean? And they taught me how to get money to go to school. So I got a
like assistants, you mean?
Nah, like a scholarship, bro. I got a like damn near $500,000, bro, to go to law school, bro.
Right, a couple of dollars, bro.
That's all spent on tuition, man. But yeah, I went there, and then that's when I put everything to the side for like 3 years. And then I just grinded it out. I had to tell people, I can't hang out. I can't come down for the holidays. I top of my class speaker.
So how is that? I mean, because you're an artist, and it was at a certain point, like, if it's a producer, another artist that want to do a feature, like, how is that? A lot of no's before they finally figured out.
It's an interesting, because I was ready to just put it to the side and move on, but I was drawing or like making beats just from my own outlet. But I just, it kept calling my name. I just started recording on a fluke, and I started making my best music ever.
Nice.
And then I just flipped it like, I'll do both. And then I kind of even flipped it even more, where I'm taking the skills I learned doing the law school thing and applying it to my hustle. And so now I'm at a point where I want to fully transition back to being an artist and really do it on a major scale.
Do you feel like I guess obviously being a lawyer, the social freedom of financial, burden, that, do you think like finally in a set that you have a career that no matter what goes
I can fall back on that. Fall back on that.
Do you think that's what got you to your penmanship now, where you feel like you're at your best point?
Yeah. And then having a little more money than I was ever used to having and my family was ever used to having. But then you also got a trip. Like, I was around people like Burner early on. Now dude's on the cover of Forbes magazine. Right.
I'm
seeing all these other cats.
I ain't got too much left, but we're going to have to do that. Me and my homie sitting in the building, shout out to Sway. We was just talking about that a couple of days ago. Like, this is a real hood nigga, man, on the cover of Forbes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He was in my studio all the time. Like, we made a ton of music. I saw that. I didn't understand it at first, and I saw that happen, and I'm seeing him and all these other cats making 6 figures off streams a month. And then, like I said, the money, the hustle with the shows and the merchandise, cats is getting the bag. And then building with Andre Nicotina as well. He gave me a lot of game on how to really take this serious.
Now how is that? Because if you don't really know, if you don't know Dre don't really fuck with people like that. But if he fuck with you, he fuck with you.
That's right. Yeah, he's a unique personality.
He's that killer Pisces, baby. We got the same B-Day. Hey.
But is that right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we connect just on some Frisco, shit. And then I think he just saw that I was serious. He saw that I didn't need him for nothing. I wasn't trying to leech on. I was building with him, but it wasn't like, hey, bro, come on, take me here, take me there. It was like, man, I got my own thing going on. So me and him, we done chopped it and sat around just like this, and he was breaking shit down. And that really got me thinking serious on how to really do this music thing. This is life or death for me right now, the way I look at music. I look at music like life or death. I take it serious. And I'm about my paper with this music because I see what's out there. So that's why my hustle, it all happened for a reason. And all these things just kind of got my hustle on 10 right now. Yeah.
How do you feel about the current state of Frisco hip hop or rap?
I think there's a lot of talent. I think there's a lot of young artists who need to figure out the game and figure out how to amplify their hustle and make this crack. I think there's a lot of dudes who are talented that need to transcend from don't just post your music on the gram and then expect it to blow. Go out there and get this money like we do in the Bay. Start your label, start your business, get on your hustle.
Have your uniqueness, which makes you you.
Have your own style. And then there's cats that are bubbling that are doing it, but they don't quite represent Frisco like that. They represent maybe their hood or their set, You know what I'm saying? And it seems like a big disconnect between the older generation and newer generation.
Because the young heads feel like the old heads is always hating.
Yeah, and the old heads feel like the young heads don't care.
Speaking
of that, is that part of the reason why you started coming up with those history of Frisco slang and those segments?
I'm glad we brought that up because I've been really wanting to know because that shit's like taking off. Everybody's talking about it. I mean, you got a lot of good success going, and I'm like really intrigued to see what's the next story going to be.
Man, that was definitely a way to because I started on TikTok. And that's the youngsters
right? That's
are on there.
That shit up,
like they don't know what a J-Cat is.
They don't know. They don't
Mark.
know.
Yeah. Mark.
For real.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of just keep that alive, and it's just stuff that inspires my music, so it all kind of relates.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just that culture we grew up in of like getting these rare albums, these rare CDs, and like putting each other on. I kind of use TikTok to do that.
What are some of the things that you do? You just, search engines and stuff? Do you calling the other artists for like some of those deep ones? I mean, because you went in the bag for a couple where like, I didn't know about none. I didn't know about none of them myself. So
you know the man know how to do research.
Well, first of all, I don't write nothing down, so I don't. It's all off the top of my head. A lot of it is stuff I already know. Like the Master P coming from Richmond, that's something I knew about for a long time that I knew would interest a lot of people because they don't know.
West Coast bad boys.
Yeah, all that. Yeah. And then some of them, I don't want to get shit wrong, and I have access to these people, so I hit them up. Hey, bud, send me the picture.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, usually I just do a little searching online just to double check certain things.
Right.
But normally it's all the stuff I talk about is stuff that I already
you're knowledgeable about already.
You like the informative guy now.
And go through the culture, man.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't that hard when you about it.
That's all stuff I grew up with.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but that's cool that you do that though, because like you said, if you started on TikTok, that's where the younger generation is.
Right. Yeah.
It's just closing that gap between the old heads and the youngsters. You know what I mean?
You also mentioned that it's building your audience. Have you seen some audience of that like transpire to your music?
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time. Big time. A lot of the young graffiti kids are rocking. I get messages, you're my favorite rapper. So I can tell, I look at the profiles, some 13-year-old kids. They see, I swear to God, I've been seeing.
You ain't even a little staring your daddy sack.
I've been seeing, they send me little videos of them playing my music and
even
stuff.
when I pulled up to his pop-up at Dying Breed, there were some young little skateboarders and stuff.
Bro. Yeah, that's important to me because those are kids that are going to grow up with me.
Right.
They're going to be tapped in with me for 20 years. They're going to put their kids onto my
generational thing.
You know what I mean? So they're growing with me. And that at my age, I'm 35. That's not a lot of 35-year-old rappers can get 13-year-olds to rock with them.
Facts. That's huge.
So my audience is going from like, my age range is from like 13 to 50. I got OGs where I love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I got youngsters. So it's like, it's a whole dynamic that's been working out really well.
Something I didn't know that I had for a while is called imposter syndrome. Now, obviously being an attorney at law, do you feel like there's some type of guidelines that you could like not pass over now because of that new, moniker that you have?
The only thing is just like, I come from graffiti. I can't do anything illegal anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't even catch a tag, even still like, it's not worth it. You feel me? There's just certain things like I had to like really grow up in a way where like, if we have a problem with someone, the way we grow up, you know how we handle it.
Right.
Yeah, I can't afford to like, you know what I'm saying? If you were to hire a lawyer and then you saw a video of him knocking somebody out, maybe you would be like, oh, hell yeah, that's my lawyer. But like, man, I need for the job. Yeah, some people would be like,
get me off. He gonna get me off.
Like, we're gonna lose the case, but we ain't gonna lose the fight.
It's not a good look, bro. Like, I'll just even say it, like, even during law school, I had a couple close times doing some illegal graffiti where I was like, yo, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm running into the streets and I'm like, yo, I'm about to blow everything right now.
man. So it's like you're finding yourself and you're in transition and you get to know, hey, I got to move a certain way if I'm going to accomplish this and make it work.
But that's a good skill just for life in general, bro. Like there's a lot of grown ass babies out there that don't understand these things.
Playing chess, not checkers anymore.
Man, I'm playing chess all day.
And just think about all the kids that's looking out there that probably want to be a lawyer, but you know, think they can't rap, and you're like the splitting image.
We'll do whatever we want, man. We do whatever we want. If I want to do films, if I want to do modeling, if I want to do fashion, if I want to do art, I'll do whatever I want. That's all.
Speaking of, in addition to graffiti, music, and all those other things, you have your own beer as well. Man. How did that come about?
Shout out to Reagan Long, local brewing company.
Shout out.
We ran it back. We had it on when the song Fog Mode with Nicotina came out, we dropped the collaboration for the beer in 2021, and that did well, and it sold out really quick. So she hit me like, yo, that was one of our best collaborations. It was a limited release.
Let them know it's about to re-release as well, right?
August 21st, local brewing co. Pull up. DJ Juice is going to be there on the 21st, and then you can still purchase.
Make sure you repost that picture when you cracking that thing open.
Yeah, please tag me in that.
What made you want to drop a beer of all things?
Shout out to my boy Ignacio. I went to high school with him at ISA. He works for local brewing company. He posted the song when it dropped. The owner of Reagan saw the song, loved the name, and had the idea to do the collaboration.
Tell your boy a Dregs 1 happy hour show Bay Area beer coming there.
Hey, we should make that happen. I'll plug you with the brewery, man. The happy hour, that'll sell itself. The happy hour show, bro.
We'll sell it between 3 and 7 every day. Man, we were having a good time. Before you get up out of here, is there any message that you want to give to any up and coming artists out here in the game? Some youth out here in San Francisco that's kind of struggling, looking for a lifeline on something to do. All these programs that you've been able to, either be in and be a part of. Any message or any shout out you want to give to them?
I'll just say, man, I mean, the best advice I could give, whether you want to rap or whatever you want to do, man, is just take it serious. Don't bullshit with your hustle. Don't have I'll do it. Nah, man, take that shit seriously, especially when you're young. Like, go in and give it 100%.
Put the work in.
Be confident in yourself as well.
Be confident in yourself that you can do it, and then go all in and stay away from anybody that's not on that same hype. Stay away from the negative people, the negative situations. If you got to be a loner for a little while, be a loner. If you got to cut certain people off, cut them off. But when you surround yourself with other grinders, and just like y'all got a whole team right here. You know what I mean? So just take it serious and link up with people who are just as serious as you.
That's facts, man.
Talking about putting the work in, is there anything that you have on the horizon, like new projects, maybe an album dropping?
Some new fire.
So I've been dropping a few singles. I dropped Rapcast with Spice One. I dropped Geeked Up with Hustler. Dropped another joint called Player Move. And today I dropped another joint called Straight Lace No Chase. And all these singles are coming off of my next album, September 20th, Sucka Repellent. Feature. This is the first time I'm announcing it ever, so y'all get the happy hour exclusive. Featuring Spice One, Hustler, Selsky, and more. Production by Selsky, production by DJ Fresh. 15 banging tracks. Sucka Repellent.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Hey, before we let you go, is there any way we could get a performance out of you?
Yeah, you know what? Matter of fact, man, I'm gonna do the brand new joint that just dropped today.
Let's go.
Another happy hour exclusive.
Be sure to let everyone know where they can find you at too on social media and anywhere.
At Dregs_ONE on all platforms. Just type in Dregs1, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Look in your sister's contacts.
Your auntie too.
Look at your baby mama's contacts.
We'll let the baby mamas and the mama slide, but your auntie ain't safe.
Hey, Dregs, right on. Thanks for coming.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Before you get out here, make sure you guys go and catch up some of his new episodes coming on. Always highlighting the Bay and artists, you know what I'm saying? So catch the next episode.
The happy hour show, Bay Area, baby.
Baby, let's go.
Yay.
About to show y'all. Really? Dregs One. Can't see me with this pen, man. Can't see me on. Hey, late night rider, geeked baked up wise. Creep like a spider, rubber peeling off ties. Keep the rhymes hype, coming tight like plies. 2:30 a.m. and we hitting Mel's Diner. American graffiti, eating fettuccine. Might fly to Tahiti, rocking shows, selling CDs. Then it's back to the skull when the last place you see me. Outside the stove in a hoodie and a beanie. Balboa Park, just hopped off BART. Slanging legal dope to promote the art. Spit darts, rappers get torn apart. I got bars, show you how you supposed to ride. Got my start busting freestyles in the park. Back then you had to prove that you had heart. Neighborhood rap stars out living large. 4 verse, got a charge like a MasterCard. Pressing vinyl, adding titles to my catalog. Wrapping up another package like Santa Claus. Drop it off, count the cabbage up and then I'm gone. Gotta hit the studio and do another song. So they know I hit it right, couldn't be wrong. Had a sing and drop down, daddy keep it going. Kick it to the early morn, then I roll on. Flying through the city stone to my theme song.
Mild down, knock loud bass when I come around. Whole squad all turned out when we went around. My style sound straight game from the underground. Off top, straight lace, no chase, no doubt.
Straight lace, no chase.
Off top, straight lace, no chase, no doubt.
Off top.
Off top, straight lace, no chase, no doubt.
Gassed up like the Arco. Buy the album, scan the barcode. Baked up Wells Fargo. Paying off car notes. Pushing dope, moving cargo. Hit the record store, time to unload. I got another play to bust. Dangerous, suckers can't hang with us. Play the cut, don't piece, tape it up. Fresh as fuck, Dregs one blaze the track. Lace it up, I'm just kicking back, making bucks. Every time you play my track, blaze one up. Guaranteed to get you smacked, angel dust. Backseat of the lap, make my run. Downtown, Willie Brown in the Frisco City. Had us all turned out in the fog where it's chilly. Big dang clouds blow through when it's windy. Earthquake shake when I step through the building. Hey, street hippies, groovy like the 60s. Beats making baby booty bounce, shaking titties. Cooling in the avenues, doing what I wanna do. Sucker free attitude, campaign on the move. The party get a boost when the player get loose. Hop on the mic, make it do what it do.
Mild down, knock loud bass when I come around. Whole squad all turned out when we went around.